And welcome to another episode of Oklahoma's #1 video game podcast. You already know what it is. It's the In-Game Boss Podcast, and I'm your host, Jeremy, a.k.a. your In-Game Boss, a.k.a. your retro activist, a.k.a. still waiting on my stimulus check. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's coming through mail. Because my father does my taxes. Well, my father does my taxes, and so he's old school with mail, so it's coming in the mail. And not coming in the mail, but coming digitally is my co-host.
Yes. Yes. Jaron Williams, a.k.a. the Evil of Aku, a.k.a. the Grumpy Bear. The grumpiest of bears.
Grumpy.
A.k.a. I feel bad. I got my stimulus like 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations. Well, it's not like it's a 911. I'm not struggling. It's just, it is what it is.
I understand. My girl's gonna get her stimulus probably in a Visa check card or some nonsense.
Ew, gross.
It's like, how are you gonna pay off a car with that? But whatever.
Okay. Whatever. Yo money.
Whatever.
Yo money.
Yeah.
But this is a video game podcast. We're here to challenge you, but not only just you, just us with great topics. But this episode is actually, we actually had an interesting episode to talk about, but there's so much news that came out. So we decided we're going to kind of make this kind of a news episode, surprisingly enough. But remember, we are part of the In-Game Boss Program network of gaming and other variety shows. Just please check out all our great shows on the network as the year goes. And with that being said, I have a question for you. You're the grumpiest bear. Are you particularly just a fan of honey at all? Or you like honey? Do you like honey?
The only honey I like is the kind that she gives me a kiss on the cheek. That's
okay.
The only honey That's the only honey. I've never been a fan of like the honey, like the bears you see in the store filled with honey, or the honey on the rolls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's okay, but I don't know. I've never been a fan of it. I'll eat it if it's there and I don't have a choice, like honey baked ham.
Mm-hmm.
But
what about Whataburger's honey biscuits?
I'm not a. Whataburger's food just hasn't tasted right for years to me.
Okay.
It just tasted weird. Now, the honey biscuit, like the honey that I can put on a biscuit from Popeyes, I'll fuck with that.
Okay.
but yeah. So
well, I guess
I'm more the bear that eats salmon.
Okay. I actually like honey on my chicken, like fried chicken. I do like honey on fried chicken, and a little bit of hot sauce too. If Yeah. That's pretty good.
Okay. Oh, actually, you bring up a good point. The one time I will mess with honey on the regular is if I happen to get Bobo's.
Yeah. If you have the time.
For those who aren't familiar, Bobo's Chicken in the local area is like the late night, on the weekends only place to get your chicken after the bar's closed, the club's done, or you just got the munchies. That's where you go to get your food. Yeah,
but sometimes they're not in the exact location all the time. And it kind of sucks sometimes because like you go to the location you think they are and they're not there. It's like, where'd they go? Like it's not like they have an app. They're like, where's Bobo going next? And all this stuff. But
yeah, they're supposed to be on. I thought their home base was like 23rd,
it might still be
west of Lottie.
It might still be. It's been a long time, but if you ever go to Bobo's Chicken at night, which they don't open till around like I think 9 or 10, I want to say. Just take what they give you. Like, yes, that's all I can tell you. Like, you get chicken, you get fries, they drizzle honey on it, you move on. You don't.
Yeah.
You're
bring cash.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and cash. Don't bring no cards. It's straight cash.
You better bring cash. Yeah, I've had friends who they've heard about Bobo's through legend or whatever like that, and they're like, "Oh, we got to go, but we got to be careful because we'll get shot and killed." I was like, "Y'all sound so ignorant." Like that. I was like, "Y'all sound so ignorant." Yeah, it has not been like that for many years, and even then, that's not going to happen if you don't start anything.
Yeah, the worst thing that it can happen at Bobo's is you park to go get your food, and maybe you have a hard time getting out because people
Yeah.
just want to park and block you in. So you got to be smart where you park, because it's like half grass, half concrete. So,
exactly, or gravel. And if you get blocked in, sit there and eat your chicken while you wait.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Unintended, but shout out to Bobo's. Good honey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jaron, let's talk about some games that we're playing. So I don't know if you saw something I tweeted, but there was a game I was playing, and I was so frustrated with this game. I stopped playing it. I moved on. Like, I can't do it. I put it in my pile. I need to take a picture of it, but a pile of games I gave a try and not going back to. So, and that's Rage 2. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, and Rage 2 is basically Doom in the wasteland. The gameplay is like Doom, all this stuff. Not a bad thing. You know, I like Doom 2016, and I didn't get a chance to play Eternal yet. But Rage 2 plays just like Rage 2, it plays like Doom, minus, you're not breaking people's necks every 5 seconds or doing the most grotesque fatality to them and whatnot. But I played it, and it takes a little bit to get into. There's a lot of side quests that's really kind of does nothing for you, in my opinion.
A lot of driving around.
Yeah, and the funny part about it is it's a peaceful wasteland, because I'm like driving down the roads and everything, and people are driving by like, no one wants to start a war for me. Like, you all look like you're bad guys. Look like you want to rob me any moment now, but they don't.
Bullets are a premium. They can't just be firing them off willy-nilly.
Right. I'm not getting that opening of Mad Max Fury Road when he's driving off into the desert. All the cars are chasing him. I'm not getting that here. And what's so funny? It is from the developers Avalanche that done Just Cause, and they did Mad Max, the video game, right? So I would think like Wasteland, okay, cool, they can do this. But the one thing that hurts this game, and it's so simple, and I couldn't get past it, is the menu. And the menu is so bad. It is so bad and so annoying, because you have to spend a lot of time in your menu. You got to go there to customize your weapons, your vehicles, what missions you're posted on, and it sucks. It has terrible lag. It has terrible lag. And what I mean,
really?
Like moving to one thing to another, it's like 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds for it to move. And then sometimes when I open up all these extra windows, sometimes I can't go backwards, so I have to close the menu and go right back in. It's terrible. It is terrible, because one of the things they do is terrible to me is when you decide to pick a mission or someone suggested something to you. So let's say that you walk up to a person and they say, hey, I heard there's an Ark at such and such. And in the game, Ark is basically these hidden, I guess you could say, vaults like the Fallout. And in these little Ark vaults where you discover new abilities or a new weapon. So you might find a new shotgun there, or ability to do gravity jump, as like double jump or whatever, all this stuff. Yeah. So they kind of give you a clue, or they'll say, hey, there's a big Goliath monster somewhere over here, or all this stuff. And I was like, cool. So they'll keep the record, and you can go to your menu and go to the record that you're going. One of the problems with that is when you do your main missions, they have a pile of was ongoing and complete. But they don't have it for this other menu where they call it, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's basically wasteland things. So basically, they're just kind of clues and things that if you want to go investigate, either like forts, gang bases, all this stuff. The problem is when someone gives you that information, it doesn't pop up in your map. You have to go to the menu. You have to click what the that particular mission is, and then press square to open up your map. And then it pops up on your map. And then you have to go back to the log, which is all lined up again, and you have to go in and scroll down, because these things are not in category of, okay, I just finished reading that, you can move it over here. No, it's one giant list, so you have to click all the way down. And sometimes you might forget what you click, so you're doing extra clicking for all that. Now, think of that on top of lag. It takes 2 or 3 seconds for each one, and it's just slowing down. I remember I clicked something too fast, and it stopped for a minute. And then it started making its way down. And it was like, this is terrible. This wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have to go in the menu so much. You have to. You have to go in the menu to figure out what the mission might have been, or to see if you checked it off, because there's checkoffs on each mission, but it's not sorting out, throwing you in a category of things you already looked at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you're playing this on the PS4, you said.
Yeah, I am, and it's playing the regular PS4. So I'm only speaking for the OG PS4. Now, if it's better on the Pro, let alone on PS5 and PC, then that's even better. But on the original PS4, this is terrible, and it ruined the experience for me. And plus the gameplay is okay, but it doesn't make up for dealing with the menu all the time, and it's just it's so annoying. And even some of the missions that I did, they're okay, but there are a lot of cut and repeats, and there's nothing that really kind of invests in the story. I don't want to say it's empty. There's a ton. Like, I saw a lot of spots in there, but there's a lot of the same things. There's a lot of the gang bases you have to kill everybody in. There's a lot of underground bases that you have to go investigate and stuff like that. There is little these computer sentry guns that you have to take out. There's a lot of those, but there's not a lot of particular side missions per se. There's just a lot of just random stuff on the map just for sake wise. You know what I mean? So yeah. I wasn't feeling it, and I think later on there'll be an episode we're going to be talking about in the future of things that changed us as a gamer, and I can't wait we talk about that. Is one of those things is like, I guess I don't want my time wasted, and if the game is not getting me there, then I'm moving on. And this is one of them. The last one I did was LA Noire. Like, I wanted to try LA Noire again because I wanted to figure like, why did I enjoy this game the first time? Because I did. And when I played it again, it was more like, the reason I did it because I tolerated it at the time. But now I replay it. LA Noire is a disappointment to me now than what is before. And especially the remaster that they didn't really fix anything. The investigations is kind of boring now to me. There's nothing to do in that town. The gameplay didn't even get tweaked. It's not really that good of a game anymore, and it kind of sucks that way. So, Rage 2 is one of those games where, like, I wanted to give this game a chance. Now, I'm not upset that I bought it. I mean, I got it on sale that I told you about on Best Buy for $7.99. So,
I was about to say.
So I'm not upset about that. But if I paid $60, I would have been upset. I think the best value for it if I got on Game Pass, if I had Game Pass, because then I feel like that, okay, fine, no big deal, But if they ever do another one, I don't know if I'll go back to it, because I guess Rage is not my thing. I played the first one. I enjoyed it for what it was, but Rage doesn't really have anything that will pull you into me, really. Like, it's really a lot of boring stuff in there. And maybe that's also, too, with open world games. Open world games can be boring sometimes because you have all this stuff, but do you want to make the time to do it? And does it even affect you?
Exactly. Do you feel immersed in the open world?
Yeah. Or just is this canon? Does this work for me? Or is this a fetch quest? Is this gonna help me learn a little bit more about the character? I think a lot of people want these side quests to be something like, am I learning something? Or is just a fun story? Where's that balance at? And so, but the other game, to wrap my part up, is I'm at the last part of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom. There's only 4 worlds, but they're pretty huge. They call them levels, but it's basically 9 parters in each world. You have the mushroom, then you have the desert, then you have the haunted house, and now I'm in which every ending of Mario games are basically a place with a lot of lava. So,
of course.
Yeah. So,
volcanoes everywhere.
Yeah. So I'm at the end of it. I'm towards the end of it. Hopefully I might beat it after this episode is done and whatnot. So maybe I'll be done by the next episode recording. But on top of that, I enjoyed the game for what it is, but I think it'll be definitely a one-time game for me, because just kind of how long each battle is, and it can kind of wear you out so much that it almost kind of bore you a little bit, because you know this from playing XCOM games. XCOM's battles are long.
Yes.
And you have to make time for that. And Mario Rabbit really showed me that. It's like, am I really ready to take on XCOM? After playing this, I have to take this game in small doses, and I can't play for longevity because these battles just go way too long. But I enjoy it for what it was. I will say that I still stick with what I said about the characters could have been a little bit more diverse in a cool way. But now on top of that, I'm almost towards the end of the game, and now I get presented with my last character, Yoshi. And I'm like, now why do I want to invest in him? He's at the end.
Yoshi, like, everybody loves Yoshi.
I like Yoshi, but Yoshi should have came a long time ago. All these characters should have been a long time ago. Like, either they should all have been done by the halfway of the game, or at least 3/4 of the game, but not in the final stretch. Because, like, yes, they give you all his points that you need, and he'll be fine. But at the same time, just the pace-wise, like, I already invest in these characters. Why do I want to change? That's like... It's like playing Final Fantasy VII, and then you get Sid or somebody at the very end. Like, okay, why? Why? He might as well sit on the sideline.
Hey, I know you guys are busy saving the world, but I want to join you.
Right. I'll just sit in the sideline, Sid. It's cool. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I have other games I'm jumping around. I'm playing some old games for another podcast show that I'm working on and whatnot. And I'm playing some other games. I actually, I'm going to talk about in the next episode. I actually revisit Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. And because I have the trilogy on PS3, so I wanted to revisit those because the remastered or the remake of Prince of Persia is coming out in March, and hopefully we'll get a trailer soon. Hopefully it will be better than the September trailer. And
that looked like trash.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll be prepared for that because I do want Sands of Time to be successful. I really want it to be good.
I know you dig yourself some Prince.
So I'm glad they delayed it from January to March. So hopefully they listen to the feedback and hopefully they're going to shape it up a little bit better. So hopefully we'll get a trailer maybe in this February, maybe.
Yeah.
It'll be really well. But until then, I've been having the Prince itch, so I've been going back to play Warrior Within, and then I'll probably play Two Thrones. I am playing Warrior Within on easy, and I have my good reason why. One out of 10.
I understand. Warrior Within made me quit halfway through because there was just so much BS, and it's like I don't have to prove anything to you.
Dude, there's so many unnecessary ideas. Like, there were ideas that sound cool, but now going back to like, why was this a good idea? I'll talk about it in the next episode. Jaron, what have you been playing?
Oh man, I've still been working my way through Langrisser, the Langrisser collection. So I like it and I don't like it. I see what they were trying to do with the original Langrisser, and even remastered, the game feels like it drags. Maybe I'm spoiled on the more recent Fire Emblem games, Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Birthright, Three Houses. Maybe I'm spoiled. Maybe I'm spoiled on games like XCOM. But those games had a good pacing where every mission, the whole point of the game is you outmaneuver your opponent with your units. You outmaneuver their units with your units, and you match up the right units to the right opponent or whatever. But Fire Emblem kept things going, had a more compelling storyline. Langrisser, I feel like I watched the first half of a 24 episode arc of an anime, and then I'm coming in on the last 6 episodes. I'm wondering where the hell the other 6 go. It just dragged, and all of a sudden, how the hell am I at the end? What happened? What's going on? What's going on? So, gameplay wise, it's fine. It's great. It does a good job of making you think you're going to die, and then your soldiers pull through. Blah blah blah. But I'm going to give a nice long break between Langrisser 1 and Langrisser 2. I'll pick something else up. I am kind of messing around with... I took a break from Control. I might hop back into that. I took a break from Star Wars Squadrons. I might hop back into that, just finish that up. It's a short single-player campaign. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it, man. I've mostly actually been watching my girlfriend Brandy play Final Fantasy X on the Switch. I've mostly just been laying in bed, kind of half playing my Switch and just watching her play or helping her grind out levels. She'll like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Here, keep fighting.
Don't tell her this, but I'm not a huge fan of 10. So,
and I have mixed feelings. I quit playing 10 right after the second or third Seymour battle, or right before the third Seymour battle. I liked it, but I think I screwed up and leveled all my characters wrong. She knows how to like level them to where. Okay, she says I'm the battle tactical genius, but she loves grinding. So she'll just grind out all the levels, give them all the powers, and then when she reaches a certain boss battle, she's like, here you go. And I'm like, okay, do this, put this protection on, do this, do this, do this. She's like, how the hell did you do that? I don't know.
And I'm just going to say these two things for about Final Fantasy X. One, I like the battle system.
Yeah.
I like that you could switch characters out on the fly. You know, I like there's that map grid where you kind of see who's going next, and based on the abilities you have like that. The one thing I don't like is halfway most of your party casts are useless, because if you get the ability where they can break their limit breaker, that means they could just jump wherever they want to go. And so at the end of the day, Titus, Yuna, and Auron, I think it's Auron.
Yeah, Auron. Yeah,
Auron are really your best people, because like Lulu's supposed to be the best to me. Like, okay, let me put it this way. Each character should be the best at something that they do, and no one should be able to surpass that. But when it comes to Limit Breaker, it is sad to see them seeing what they can do with your ability and make it better. Lulu's pointless, because if Yuna learns Dark Magic, she's 10 times more powerful than Lulu. And Lulu should still be the best, and Yuna should be like, okay, she knows a little bit, but she shouldn't be far better than Lulu. But that's what it is. And then for me, Wakka, and now people can argue and say, hey, these characters do have useful moments. I'll get that. That's your opinion. But for me, Wakka and Riku are useless to me, because they're only good for really the water, because they force you. Because for some reason, no other character knows how to swim. So why not?
Huh.
So, yeah, think about it. Like, Auron doesn't swim. Yuna doesn't swim. Kamari don't do nothing. He just crosses his arms like Kamari ain't swimming. So, but you only have Riku and Wakka. So the thing about that game, the game I hate too, they force you to play with characters, because if you don't invest in those two characters, you're gonna have a hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like RPGs where they force you. They should have you adapt the situation. Maybe they're not strong at that, but it's my choice that I didn't use that character, not because I was forced to. But anyways, that's how I feel about Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I started feeling about like characters like Kimari whenever I played. And keep in mind, the last time I played Final Fantasy X was when it was on the original PS2.
Okay.
I didn't even play 10-2. But I come to find out because Brandy loves, like, she likes 8. 8's fine. She loves 10 and 10-2. Like, she will fist fight you if she heard you say that. But if
she better not listen to this episode. Plus, maybe I'm being biased here in some way. I feel like 10 and 10-2 is really catered more to the female audience, anyways. To me, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all.
Story or
no, not a bad thing. It's just with X2 really pulling off the Charlie's Angel feel. It's really for females. Especially, I'm upset because X2 has Pain. Pain is badass. Where
was she during 10?
That's what I'm saying, right? But if you look at X2, it's very Charlie's Angels like. You know, like Riku's all super girly up. Whatever fantasy weave she got up in there. And then you got Pain. So you got this badass, this goofy person, and all this up. But X2 story is a little convoluted. You know what I mean? It's a little confusing. And I've heard. Confusing.
I've heard. I like the idea of the job system that they have in X2, that you can switch jobs on the fly to get different abilities. But I've only seen it played. I've never played it. But from what your concerns about, X, Y, and Z characters being useless. So from what I've heard, they in the remastered, they give you the option for the expert sphere grid, which means it's a bigger sphere grid, and you can actually double back your characters through other people's sphere grids and get some of their abilities, and then go back through. So, like you were saying, Yuna's good at black magic.
So you're saying that it opens up on right at the beginning. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they have their starting spots, but you can take them wherever. You can take your characters wherever.
Okay, because in the old one, you have to unlock the limit breakers by doing a certain task.
Yeah, no.
Lulu's dodge 200 lightning strikes. Who has time for that?
You mean Tidus's ultimate weapon?
No, that's Lulu's
best weapon. Tidus has to dodge the lightning strike.
No. Tidus has to do the balloon run with the chocobos, and he has to make it at the 0-0 time. Yeah, I
guess I haven't seen that part yet, but I do know that there is the part on the lightning planes where you have to dodge 100 strikes. But
okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. To unlock Lulu's limit breaker, Tidus has to dodge it 200 times. Sorry, let me rephrase.
Okay,
because you can't play with these characters. Sorry. So unlock Lulu's, Tidus has to dodge it 200 times. So to unlock everybody's limit breaker, Tidus has to do these tasks. So
so I don't know about the weapons with the overdrive, because I love how they changed the name of it from limit break to overdrive to trance mode or whatever the hell it is. I do know that it's. So I watched some videos of seeing how. The completionist. Have you heard of the completionist?
Yeah.
So he went overboard in trying to do everything in Final Fantasy X, but he had it to where all the characters were maxed out. Everybody knew everything on the sphere grid, and everybody was doing quad 9 damage or quintuple 9 damage. And I personally am not going to invest that much time.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it because. If he and I'll put it like this, I would be more fascinated to see him go against that area in the Highland area. I'm paraphrasing here, but it's the area where you create monsters and you have to fight them.
Yeah, you capture monsters and yeah.
Now that's where I would like to see how powerful he is against those things, because those things are crazy strong, let alone that dungeon one where you fight the toneberries and whatnot. That area too. So I would like to see more of those, him with all that max out going through those, than just for the hell of it.
Yeah, that's where you see the quintuple 9s. You have enemies with 10 million hit points, or whatever, and you have to have your characters in a certain way just so they can survive. Apparently that is a hell of a it's a lot of stuff. 10, I will say 10 is packed with a lot of stuff to do. It's just I don't know. I did my thing in Final Fantasy 4, going through 5, haven't started 6 yet, 7, to hell with 8. 8 could die in a fire. I like 9, 10 I'll watch. 12, I still have the Switch version I got to start. And 15, I got to replay it through Royal.
I'm glad you didn't say 13, because 13 to me is the worst.
Out of curiosity, I'm going to give 13 one more try eventually.
I hate that battle system. I'm not a big fan of the characters. The story's not really interesting me. I will take 10 over 13, hands down.
Apparently, somebody liked 13 because it got 2 damn sequels. I don't know how.
Every Final Fantasy that is premiere on a new console gets sequels. It's just what it is. 15 got sequels. That was the first Final Fantasy on the next gen. 10 was the PS2.
15 got DLC. It didn't get a whole separate game.
Give it time.
No, they stopped. They stopped all the production on 15. 16's coming out, man.
We'll see. But they did get an anime. They got a movie. They got expansions. They spoiled the hell out of that one. 10, it got a sequel. 13 got 2 sequels.
Yeah.
And then 7 gets a bunch of spin-offs.
A remake. And it got the remake, but it also had the Dirge and the PSP game and the mobile game.
Yeah. So, but those are the first Final Fantasies that come out for the next gen. So 8, 9, 12, maybe 16 now. Probably won't get that much of attention,
I mean, 16, if they're smart, it's just going to be on the the next gen.
I don't think 16 looks that good. But anyways, we need to move up. We can do a Final Fantasy episode one day. So
no, it's all good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing or watching play.
Okay. But going back to those, we go right into our next segment. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool can't see. Baby, come back.
I was wrong, and I just can't live without you.
Jaron.
Yes.
It's your turn for your pick, man. For the people that don't know, we talk about a game that we wish comes back in a different way, and what do we want it to do when it comes back? You know, we done Ninja Gaiden, we did Shinobi, we did a bunch of other great picks for our thing. Go back and listen to our old episodes if you want to. But for the first one for 2021, I'm going to let Jaron take us back and see what game he wants to come back. So
I'm going big. I'm going big with this one.
Okay.
EA big. I want the whole EA big label to come back. For those who may not know or are, God forbid, too young to remember, EA big was before EA turned fully evil. They had a really cool side label called EA Big, different developers, and they worked on things like SSX. You had some of the Burnout games. Some of the EA Big people worked on that. NFL Street, FIFA Street, NBA Street, Shocks, Sled Storm. Obviously, out of all of those, my favorites would be the SSX and the NBA Street series. But I would love to see that whole thing.
You forgot the Big Mama Jamma.
Oh yeah, SSX Tricky and SSX 3 are my two favorites.
That's one of the big ones, but you forgot one of the
Def Jam
ones.
Vendetta.
There you go. Yeah.
Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah.
Of course, Def Jam Vendetta doesn't get as much love. Everybody loves Fight for New York, but EA Big did Vendetta. Mm-hmm. Vendetta was was a definite wrestling inspired game. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, the EA Big ceased operation back in 2008. So that is going on 13 years ago. Now, all those IPs EA's still sitting on. In fact, one of the producers for SSX said he'd love to revisit it, but EA owns the IP. So, and you know how EA is. If a studio doesn't do exactly what they like, they shut them down. I don't know if EA Big were to make their big splash return. I don't know what I'd want to see first. Would I want to see a Def Jam? Would I want to see an NFL Street or an SSX? I think they should lead off with an SSX.
Okay.
Especially with the next gen graphics. Mm-hmm. You know how Riders Republic is supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, it actually got delayed. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it is announced. I think a couple days ago, as this episode is out, they delayed it.
Well,
but it's still coming out.
Yeah, if EA Big had their SSX, they could blow Riders Republic out of the water. Mm-hmm. Name recognition alone.
Because you can compare that better to Steep, because Ubisoft did Steep.
I have not played Steep. I've seen Steep. I liked it, but there's the reason why SSX worked was because it leaned hard into that arcade-ish feel. Mm-hmm. And I think if they went bigger, through some multiplayer, other people on the mountain, or even just randomly you run into people on the mountain and you just do some tricks or racing or down slope the whole mountain. It was fun. It obviously wasn't something that you would play for 60 hours unless you were mastering everything, but it was a fun game. It was fun factor. Same thing with NFL and NBA Street. It was just, you almost had the most fun playing with friends because you would just do all sorts of crazy moves, crazy tactics, or playing with all these notable characters. And of course, Def Jam. I mean, imagine if they did a Def Jam now and got, Eminem and Snoop Dogg back in Dr. Dre, oh goodness, I just realized they'd be bringing in all the
episodes
SoundCloud
that people
rappers.
can check out. It's about 2 episodes ago of the World Gaming Trade Show that I do with my buddy Brendan Stone from the Game Addict podcast. we talked about Def Jam that he picked, and we went back to that and talked about what the fellas we like to see and what we want to see now. My suggestion was for Def Jam was you go old against new, so you'll get new rappers are going against old rappers or some sort of way. So
yeah. And, I mean, the last Def Jam game was what? Def Jam Icon, and that just
we talked about that. It was garbage.
Yeah, it was hot garbage. But yeah, I think especially with WWE 2K20, totally shit in the bed last year. If they released a Def Jam game that had a better wrestling and grapple system and wasn't buggy, they could just totally take gamers from 2K. So
I would like to see EA Big maybe do a little bit of both, like some old stuff, but also doing something new, because I think that EA Big was to me doing something different in some sort of way. Because they were the first ones that kind of pushed the more streetwise. I think the football and soccer was a little bit over the top. The basketball made sense because it was during the time street ball was a big thing. The and ones and all that kind of stuff. So they hit that while the iron was hot. But NFL Street and FIFA Street just felt like it was kind of like, let's just see where this is going to go. And honestly, I can go without those. NBA Street would be pretty cool, especially if they get the right people to do it, because NBA Live is just done. They should.
Yeah. When's the last time NBA Live was out?
I think it was about 3 years ago now.
Exactly.
So like whoever's doing those need to just focus on doing a street game. Snowboarding would be good, but I think they need to just try new things. What about a water ski game? Like, I miss Wave Race. Can we get someone to do a Wave Race style game or something like that?
They'd have to make it extreme. They have to either put more than just the race. They have to put fucking sharks and whales jumping up and snapping you up or something.
Sure, make it like Forza Horizon with Wave Race. I don't know.
A giant like 40-foot wave. You gotta ride up that. I mean, they could do some stuff, especially if they get the water effects down.
Yeah, I mean, just something like a little half and half. Like bring back some classics, but also think a little bit outside the box. Like, what is the most popular thing? It's kind of weird because that did come out during the time of extreme sports in general. Yeah. We had the giant extreme sport era. I mean, you had N64 with their coming out of their box of like 1080, Wave Race, and Excite Bike making a return at that time, along with Cool Borders, BMX, Shaun White, that was a big time. And now with Tony Hawk 1 and 2 come back with the classics. I mean, EA could take advantage of that too. I mean, you heard Skate's coming.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really play skateboard games, I guess there's a small fan base for Skate. So
yeah, what else EA has that they could incorporate into the EA Big brand?
What?
Road Rash.
Yeah, they can do.
Yeah, they can bring the Road Rash because it was already over the top. I mean, you're pretty much racing and knocking people off the bike and stuff. They could just go, or going back to Riders Republic. Go kind of a triathlon or a pentathlon type game, snowboarding.
Go ahead.
Motorcycle, water ski, do all of that. I
think too, on top of that, maybe I'm just being a little bit weird here, but I think I want them to go a little beyond that. I want EA Big to go somewhere and also take things where other people are just not doing it anymore. And I know it's kind of weird to say, like, I would like to see them take the reign of, if Nintendo's not going to make an F-Zero anymore, how about we try making an F-Zero game? I think that's be kind of cool to see EA Big and see what they would do with that, like a futuristic racing game, like Wipeout or something like that. I mean, Respawn has been doing a pretty good job with stuff. Hopefully they'll stay afloat if they don't make a bad game. And so, but you mentioned Burnout. That'd be kind of cool to bring that back, but maybe a new idea with Burnout if Criterion are allowed to touch it anymore.
I don't even think Criterion's around anymore. I think they got incorporated into Ghost Games or whatever.
Yeah, you could be right.
Yeah, that's why we have all these Need for Speed games.
Yeah,
like Burnout Paradise was the last hurrah, apparently.
Hell, I mean, you can make Need for Speed Burnout.
It makes
call
sense.
It that or something like that. But you like you said, like a motorcycle game, like Road Rash.
Road Rash, yeah.
Yeah. You can make that something really cool instead of just driving on a road. It can be multiplayer race. Picking weapons up. It could be like a Mario Kart style per se.
Yeah, instead of driving straight, you could actually take turns and different
and then
paths.
there's certain items on the ground you could pick up and use it as a weapon or something like that. There's a lot of ideas they can do with that. Now, on the wrestling front, I would like to see a Def Jam, but maybe they can do something else with it. Maybe a wrestling game with rock stars or other rock star game. I don't know.
Mumford and Sons versus No Doubt.
Sure. Why not? That's what EA Big was there for, right? It was to do weird games and ideas.
Yeah. I think the reason it worked with the rappers is because, and this is just me spitballing here, you were more likely to have rappers that didn't take themselves so seriously. They would, hell yeah, I'd like to be in a video game. Method Man and Redman, all these characters. Like, hell yeah. I'm sorry, what's a rock star that you think would be down to be in a game where they beat up and get beaten up? I don't.
Ozzy Osbourne, maybe Motley Crue.
Yeah, I mean Ozzy
I would say
Osbourne.
Guns N' Roses, but Axl Rose wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar. Oh no.
Well, I wouldn't take so much of your classic rock per se.
Okay.
I would take more of your more garage rock bands or your grungy people or your punk rock. Like I don't know. I think Offspring would do it.
I think I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Twisted Sister being from the 80s.
Yeah, you can do metal. You can do metal music. That's fine. Yeah, like Twisted Sister could work. So I take back what I said. You can do classic rock by like Def Leppard.
Yeah.
There's
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Well, no, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. No way in hell they would do it. Because they're too picky. But no, I think there's potential to do a rock wrestling game, and you can use rock guitars as weapons and all that stuff. And plus, rock people do that. And plus, you can have you got the circle of people at mosh pits. There's a possibility for this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they'd have to really bring it, but I could see that. I think EA Big coming back would also represent EA going back to what made them, beloved, or part of what made them beloved. And that's risk taking. That's taking more risks. That's saying, hey, you have an idea? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's throw some marketing behind it. We don't have GamePro magazine anymore, but we have all these internet sites, so we can try something.
Yeah, I think it'll also be really cool if they're going to go EA Big, they can work on doing collaboration with other studios to make some cool ideas out of that. Like, maybe they're not the best of making basketball games anymore. Work with somebody that does. I'm not saying 2K's up there. I mean, maybe work with somebody that did have history and see what they would do with something. I don't know. It'd be a good idea for them to kind of reach out a little bit more instead of, bringing a studio and buying them. Like, now they bought Codemaster. I hope you guys the best.
I want to see some goddamn micro machines.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. So, yeah. So that's your pick, EA Big. If you guys agree with that, leave a comment down below. Tell us what games that you think they should do, what games that they should bring back, and whatnot. But with that, let's get into our main topic. Let's talk about some news. There's a lot of crazy news come up. Most of the time when we do our topic, we get a little news here and there. But this one kind of popped up. There's a lot of surprises that popped up this week as this recording's going. So let's go ahead and get to the first one here. The one that got me is the new trailer for Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury on the Switch. And man, when I saw that Bowser's Fury, I was like, I'm in. It looks awesome. I mean, it hit me in everything, and I loved it. Like, the game looks awesome. It looks gorgeous. Cat Mario's back. There's real cats. It looks like it's a giant playground.
Yeah, it's open world.
Yeah, and Mario just kind of goes. It looks like a world that you would go in Odyssey. It's just a bigger world of that, right? Its own diorama per se. But like, it looks like Bowser is in the middle of it all. He's covered in this dark paint. Looks like everything from color sunshine just drifted all over him, and this is where he was the whole time. I don't know, because like Baby Bowser is in there and he's assisting Mario and he has the paintbrush. So like it's like, is this a lost episode of Sunshine? And so he's
got to chill his dad out.
yeah. But no, I like what they showed. I like this giant playground they showed. Like it's all this water, this beach side, and then the giant mega Super Saiyan cat that everybody's saying that he becomes big. Since Pokemon decided to go Giga everything, now they got to do Mario. But let me tell you something, man. That is a damn good looking badass Bowser. Like, my goodness, he looked like he ate Ganondorf. And this is like what he became. That was awesome. It looks amazing. I don't know how how long the game's going to be. But Jaron, what's your thoughts on the?
I think it's a case of, for those who did not play it on the Wii U, which that would be a lot. It's a chance for people to play the original 3D World again, or 3D World for the first time. And Bowser's Fury itself, I think that's just it's a clever way of, getting people to double dip who have played it. It looks good. I mean, I don't think the game is Bowser's Fury is going to be. I think it's going to be at most like few hours.
Yeah,
I think at most. But that's like to get the I've already played it crowd. The new crowd is going to be playing that 3D World with the 4 players with their friends, or or online or anything like that. I think that's where the meat's going to be.
I honestly thought it was going to be. At first I thought it was going to be just an expansion, so it could have been 4 players in this open space, just running around doing stuff. But just the game itself, the best part about it is not the Bowser Fury, but the main game itself is 4-player online, which it had to be. The game looks like it goes a little bit faster compared to the Wii U edition, which there's video out, you can see it. Mario's a little bit quicker, so I think that's a lot better. And on the Captain Toad levels, where the debut of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker came and became his own thing, which I recommend people playing if you can find it on a good price. That will be 4 players. So that'll be interesting, because I believe on Treasure Tracker, the game itself is only 2 players.
Yeah. Which is digital on sale now for as of this recording, it'll still be on sale for about $40.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think I recommend it. I have it on the Wii U. Loved it. I can play it again. I'll probably double dip if I have some extra money, because I do want to play that Bowser's Fury and everything like that. Because like if this does well, I'm hoping that like we'll see more of that idea. We saw a little bit in Odyssey, so maybe in Odyssey 2 we'll get something cool. I believe there's going to be it has to be another Odyssey somehow, or a new Mario kind of based on that. But no, I'm very excited for this, and I hope everybody gets their hands on it. On top of, if you don't have a Switch, then there is a new Switch color that's coming out. The Mario one is all red with the blue sliders that you put on the Joy-Con.
Yes, and the blue grip.
Yeah, blue grip. So
makes it look like suspenders.
Yeah, there you go.
Or overalls. Sorry, overalls.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people said that this is it's cool, but it feels like it's late to the party, which I agree. I feel like this should have been announced during the 35th anniversary back in September, and that would have been also for the fall. But this coming out now there's a lot of speculation. Is there a Switch Pro still coming? All this stuff. So, but that's another story.
Yeah, it's going to still sell like gangbusters. The rabbit collectors are going to grab it, and keep in mind, Switch came out in 2017. So this will mark year 4. This upcoming March will be year 4. So that's probably about halfway-ish through the life cycle. So, I mean, I agree it's a little late to the party, but at the same time, Switch is dominating Japan. PS5 still is not on the map.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It is $60, but I think it's going to be. I think it's worth $60 the way they're doing this, adding that in and whatnot. So. I definitely approve and recommend it. So when it comes out on February 12th, hopefully you will grab yourself a copy. So
yeah, doing digital or physical?
I would probably do physical. I think the game's worth physical for me.
Okay.
So if I can't find a copy, then I'll do I'll do digital. Not a big deal. But another game got announced from Nintendo because Nintendo, they're trying to pop up early because, a lot of people thought a Direct was coming. But I don't think a Direct's coming anytime soon now because I think they're doing these little bit of announcements and whatnot. So one of the games they're announcing, they announced back in July of last year, is Pokemon Snap. And that will be coming out April 30th. And you know what? It is so funny that a lot of people are really happy about this game, but they're also upset at the same time. And not for the right reasons. Not because Pokemon Snap alone looks good. People are excited. They think it's gorgeous looking, brought back memories. People can't wait to get their hands on it and other stuff. People are upset that they wish Sword and Shield look like that. and
of course, we're back on that.
Yeah. And I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, I mean, it's the first Pokemon game on the Switch, so that means like the next Pokemon game will probably look like that or even better. So,
it's typical. It's a standard. Wah.
Yeah, but no, I never really played Pokemon Snap. I wasn't a big Pokemon fan. And I'm not going to lie, I'm probably not going to play this game, but I'm very happy for people that want to play it. It does look good. It looks cool to look at. Like, I can sit and watch someone and just, take pictures and whatnot. So that's pretty cool and whatsoever. But there is some still questions in the air that they still haven't really discussed. But I do like all the sceneries that are going. I like that. A lot of people are saying I like the fact that like the Pokemon look like they act like they're natural in their habitat compared to the main games where, one, they don't have the sprites to do that or the memory to do that. But it'd be cool later on to see Pokemon just kind of live out in the wild and just, other Pokemons fighting other Pokemons. Or, my favorite one was that Hippo Pokemon that was just in the desert and he just spewed out sand. Just
I can't remember its name, but yeah.
Yeah. Hippo something, but just feeling that in that habitat is really cool. So like, I hope like the next Pokemon game will get more of that, like make them feel natural, live in the habitat and whatnot and everything like that. What's your thoughts on Pokemon Snap?
I never played the original. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't my jam. Brandy loves it. She's definitely going to want to play the new Pokemon Snap. It does look good. And honestly, I was telling you this before the show, but Nintendo has a chance to incorporate their Labo because there's already the Labo with the camera. You can put it up to your face. If they can incorporate Labo into that, that'd be even better. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's going to come out at $60. People are going to snap it up. I think it would sell better as a $40 or $50 game.
I agree,
but then again, we don't know what all is going to be in it. Like if it's longer than the original Pokemon Snap, okay, cool. But as far as I know, the original Pokemon Snap isn't that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks cool. I'm glad it's coming out. I mean, this is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon this year. They're celebrating it. So I think maybe that's just the precursor to other announcements they're going to have.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully they'll have some funny mini games you can do with Snap too. Not just on rails. Maybe there'll be just fun little mini games you can do with the Pokemon that you Snap.
Maybe they'll incorporate some stuff from Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Into Snap. Like if you have Sword or Shield, you can do this, XYZ or that. Or they really need to start bringing back more Amiibo. Like Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury will have Amiibo support. Mm-hmm. So they actually are re-releasing the Bowser and Bowser Jr. Amiibos in recognition. So if Pokemon Snap can do something like that, like, hey, have the Squirtle or Greninja or whatever the hell, and you unlock this or you get that, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Try all that stuff in there.
And this game can have longevity if they play it right through DLC. Like, we know off the bat, there's no way they're going to put 800 Pokemons in there. But they can do them in batches with new areas for them to explore, right? So that can be definitely expansions and DLC that they can buy, to get more snaps of these creatures and new habitats and whatnot. On top of that, this is only single player, no co-op, which I guess I was trying to think how would you do co-op. I guess it has to be online only, and you guys are both on rails. And I thought maybe like you guys could be whoever gets the snap picture first, the best pictures first. That might be pretty cool.
But
it's not in there. And I think I'm trying to think. Is there one more thing I add? No, I think I said you already said about the $60. Yeah, but it's not gonna have co-op, which it's fine. I think hopefully, and people are assuming that it's gonna happen, but hopefully they'll have a feature where it connects to your social media so you can show off your pictures.
Yes,
I feel like that's money on the table, or social media on the table. Like that'd be really cool. If they don't have that feature, that's missing opportunity, because people love Pokemon. They want to show them off.
Go further, like they did with the original Pokemon Snap back in the day. Dating myself, Blockbuster. You can load the pictures into your memory card, take it to Blockbuster, load it up there, and print out the pictures as stickers or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they could do something like that, where maybe you can upload it to Nintendo's site or whatever and pay shipping and handling or some crap, and they'll send you stickers of your Pokemon Snaps. That's also money on the table.
Yeah. So
I like the social media part. That's probably going to be the easier thing they'll do.
Yeah, put it on your Facebook or your Twitter. That'd be awesome. So yeah. So but good for Pokemon to come back in that way. I know people have been wanting it, so that's great to hear. Now, on top of that, we got some random big news that happened. Bad for one company, great for every other company, and that is, in a galaxy far, far away, EA has lost the exclusive to Star Wars games.
Surprise, surprise.
So, they had it for a while. They brought us Battlefront 1 and 2, Star Wars Fallen Order,
Yeah, that was good.
No, I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but,
Jedi Fallen Order was good. Squadrons
was the last one they put out, and so... But overall, I mean, it wasn't so bad for them. They had a rough beginning, but I think I also think too, they did have some canceled projects. There was one that was going to be with Virtual with Amy Hennings from one of the writers for Uncharted at the time. They had a project together, but that got canceled. We'll never know what that is. But just overall, I mean, people, I think, enjoyed what EA did, but at the same time, they didn't do what people wanted EA to do, right? Not the whole Knights of the Old Republic, all that stuff, or just an open or RPG game with them, with Star Wars. So we never really got any of that per se.
I mean, we still have Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, that EA still has with BioWare. And I think that's still going to go on, but EA just doesn't have... EA's not banned from Star Wars, although they almost earned it with that Battlefront 2 nonsense. They just got to share now.
Yeah. So, which I think that should have been like that in the first place. I don't think EA should have grabbed the exclusive to that.
EA has enough exclusives.
Yeah, and on top of that, there's so many developers out there that have so many great ideas that now they can finally do. But it would have been, if I can just, if go back in time to see if they didn't get the exclusive, what Star Wars game would be out right now, right? It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. I think a ton of Star Wars games would come out. But that's the past. So, but now...
we might get a Terrace Kasai too. No, I'm just playing. That'd be horrible.
Right? No, hell, get a we did a Star Wars episode in our Game Addicts, and we talked about remaking Shadow of the Empire. Like, make that something better. You know?
Man, if they totally remade and remastered that, and it looked today's graphics, that would look like if Jedi Fallen Order type graphics. That would look amazing. I
actually on that episode I said I wanted Remedy to do it. I don't know why. I feel like Remedy can do a good Star Wars game. I don't know why. But
it's not eclectic enough. Remedy has to do that like crazy mind bender crap.
Jedi powers, baby. That's perfect. So they can do it all. So but anyways, Jedi has to go through a psychological problem. That's where it happens. And so But anyways, so now we're slowly seeing some of the property, not just Star Wars, but just some of the other properties from Lucasfilms games being out there. So one of the games that got announced, but it's in development, we're probably not going to see it until probably 23, 24, but Ubisoft is doing a Star Wars games through the developers of Massive, the people that brought you Division. So think of Star Wars Division probably. I can't think of what else they're going to do. I think it's going to be Division with Star Wars.
That might be interesting.
And so if it was me, and maybe I'm just being that guy, feel free to throw trash at me. I feel like if they do a Star Wars game and it is like Division, I don't want Jedi to be available. I want you to be like either the Rebels or other characters, you know?
Ooh.
So the reason I say that is because having 3 Star Wars people walk around is kind of, I don't know, kind of silly to me, because you guys are basically all going to have the same abilities per se, just rose by a different name. So I don't know. I just feel like that Jedi shouldn't really be in there. I think like Jedis could be in there, but I feel like that you want to probably be a soldier with these other cool abilities or something like that. Anyways, yeah. Trash cans over here. But no, open world game, I don't know what it's going to be like. It could be just single player, might not be multiplayer. Might be just single player and you're jumping around and everything like that. What should Ubisoft focus on in the open world game to you, Jaron? Maybe Assassin's Creed style? What are you thinking?
No, stay away from Assassin's Creed style stuff. First off, anything they do, set it in the Old Republic.
Okay.
Set it way back in the Old Republic. Lot more space to stretch out. And I think if they were going to do something Division style, you have your soldiers, but you have your bounty hunters, you have your rebels, your Imperials. So you have different classes you can do with that. There are different types of weapons available. You can and make it more, and there needs to be more verticality. But putting that aside, taking Ubisoft's strengths, oh man, I mean, at some point everything starts feeling samey. Assassin's Creed,
Ghost Recon,
Ghost Recon, anything Tom Clancy like. Actually, right there, take some of the studios that do the Tom Clancy games with Ubisoft and do something first person. Like, could you see a Star Wars Rainbow Six style?
So you want it more like good guys versus bad guys kind of thing, or just more?
I mean, if they're going to be sharing the Star Wars license, why not do a little bit of everything? It's the same team that works on Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Siege, because that is still going years and years later. Start something with Star Wars where maybe instead of the main storyline, you're actually Imperials and you're raiding bases and things like that, or raiding colonies. And then the versus, because everybody wants the multiplayer, then you can have kind of a Rainbow Six Siege type situation where, if you're the Rebels, you're doing it this way. If you're the Imperials, you're doing it this way. But if they're doing in the Old Republic, if you're the Republic, you're this way. If you're the Sith Empire or the Mandalorians, you're doing it X number of other ways. They could also take speed off of the Mandalorian and actually do another Star Wars bounty hunter type game.
There's going to be a Just Dance Star Wars game. I just know it.
I mean, they did something similar to that with the Star Wars Connect. They had kind of a Just Dance.
Yeah, but Ubisoft's better at it, right? With their dance, you're talking about Dance Central, right? On the Xbox.
Oh,
yeah, that's what
they have to do a Just Dance and then have the Star Wars disco.
Yeah,
Star Wars disco song.
Yeah. I think that's coming. Yeah, we'll see what Ubisoft does. Ubisoft, for better for worse, I like them better than EA when it comes to developing games. And I think they work on some ideas. So I have faith in them.
Flexible. They're a lot more flexible. Oh, Splinter Cell type game, stealth.
Yeah, that could work with like a bounty team or just like a main character. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe they can resurrect 1313.
Yeah, or resurrect Republic Commando.
Ooh, we did that one on one of our episodes too. But what other studios do you want to see take on the Star Wars off your top of your head? Now, someone put up a one, and I'm like, yeah, I want them to do it. Only because I still to this day want an X-Men edition. And that's Larian Studios. That be like Divinity, original Sin 1 and 2. 3. I want them to do Star Wars, and I want them to do an X-Men game. So, like, the Star Wars makes sense. Because that's where I feel like the Jedi powers can really have more define of what do you want to be and everything, like good or bad, and what these cool powers you can do with that, and other creatures or anything they can make up. Because that battle system can just work with any scenario. So Star Wars game would be perfect for that. That'd be amazing. So shout out whoever thought. I think it was GameSpot that said that. So I was like, that's perfect. I would take that. Throw my money at them. And so, yeah. So what other studios? I would like to see Square Enix.
Oh, yeah. See how they handled Avengers.
Well, I didn't say Eidos. I just said Square Enix. So it could be in-house from Square Enix.
Yeah, they probably still give it to Eidos. It's like, hey, everybody likes Star Wars.
Well, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true because they've done. I think they've done other games that Eidos hasn't really touched. Like Eidos did Marvel, that's fine, but I think other properties that they did, I think Square Enix did. So, just to see what like a turn-based style Star Wars game would be pretty cool through the Japanese point of view would be pretty cool. If you want something over the top, a platinum Star Wars game would be pretty cool. If you want to see some over the top action style and what ideas they throw in there.
Real time strategy do I think Sega and Visual Concepts or not Visual Creative Assembly. Sega and Creative Assembly do Total War Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh God, Total Star. Oh man,
Total Star Wars.
With the way that, especially with the way because they already do Total War Warhammer. They've done Total War Warhammer. So why not do Star Wars? And I'm talking Star Wars, not only ground forces, because I mean it's been a while since we've had the Star Wars RTS. So go bigger. You have multi-tier of combat. You have your space combat. You have your ground forces. You have your on the planet surface.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could really have a lot of fun with that. I would like to see another Star Wars MMO. Not saying I want the Old Republic to go away, but I'd like to see something along the lines of the old school Ultima MMO, where you could. It's a society. You don't have to constantly kill giant rats for XP. You can decide. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and be a merchant. I'm going to be a moisture farmer. And I'm just going to do my own thing and carve out my niche. Like they have a little bit of that in Final Fantasy 14 online, but I haven't seen something to that degree like since Ultima Online back in the early 2000s.
Hell, I think people will be fine with like kind of Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley Star Wars game where you're on this planet and you're just kind of just corrupting up and everything like you're an alien or something like that. I think people will be fine with that too. Get married. Yeah. All that stuff, just in the Star Wars universe.
I think what The Mandalorian is proving, I mean, some episodes notwithstanding, you can have really, really, really compelling stories without involving the greater struggle of light versus dark. You can have on the ground, in the dirt type stories, and they're compelling. In fact, they might even be more compelling. Because I mean, The Mandalorian, although did it from the point of view of like a western, like a different type of western tale each week. So, but it still shows you can tell compelling stories without involving these massive stakes.
Yeah. Now we have the Star Wars, but Bethesda is doing something a little bit different. They're doing an Indiana Jones game. Now that came out of nowhere for me. I'm going to be honest with you because like. I never really played Indiana Jones games, but I wouldn't expect them to do an Indiana Jones game. I would think like honestly, like that would be Naughty Dog or people that do more action games. But you're looking at Bethesda doing it, and I believe Machine Games is doing some of the development. The people that brought you Wolfenstein.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting if they do Indiana Jones first person.
I hope it's not.
I don't know how the hell that will work.
Because like he doesn't use guns.
No, I mean he does.
Well, he does, but it's not his main thing. You know what
Indiana Jones' thing was he's an adventurer.
Yeah.
He's an adventurer. He solves puzzles. He does research. So if Machine Game, honestly, I'm interested because I think it's good if Machine Games is wanting to kind of pivot. It's like we don't have to do over the top Nazi killing. We can do adventure and exploration. So
yeah, because it's interesting because most of the developers all over there are all mostly first person games. Tank,
Arcane.
Dishonored.
Yeah.
You know, with the Dishonored series and their new game coming out. Tango Works are working on another one. That's first person. Machine Games, the Wolfenstein. Not a lot of people do third person. It's mainly first person, third person. You know, second look. Would you say like Elder Scrolls and Fallout, right? But them, if they decide to do a third person, it'll be interesting to see what Machine can do with a third person game.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I'm confident they could probably pull something off competently, but I'm also curious what engine they're going to use. You know, and of course, Bethesda acquired by Microsoft. We won't see it outside of the PC or the Xbox.
Yeah, unless they allow it, right? If they allow it.
If they allow it.
Yeah. But if it does work, we could see similarity of a Metroid Prime where, you know, Samus uses her lasso, her grappling hook, you know, in that game. And it did pretty well for what it was. And then, you know, she had the gun. So I think it could be possible with Indiana Jones. It's just you're going to have to get used of the whipping to see if that is believable or comfortable for you most of the time.
The last Indiana Jones game I enjoyed playing was Indiana Jones, I think the trilogy on the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I played through all 3 movies. I didn't play, I only played a little bit of the N64 one. It was like a busted Tomb Raider to me. And I didn't play the PC, the Staff of Kings, but we'll see. I mean, Bethesda and Machine Games, I've loved Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein New Colossus.
New Colossus is pretty good.
Yeah, the New Order and New Colossus. I haven't broken into Youngblood yet.
Old Blood, right? You mean Old Blood?
No. Old Blood is on the New Order. Youngblood is a sequel to New Colossus.
Okay. I was just making sure. Okay.
Yeah. So no, I understand. Yeah, I like the naming convention that they did though. But yeah, I haven't broken into that yet. But I really enjoyed New Colossus. That was just so much damn fun.
Yeah. So we'll just see what happens. I guess once we get the first look of it, then that'll probably answer a lot of our questions of like, do we feel good about this or not? And I guess too, it's been a while since the Indiana Jones came out, and on top of that, it'll be interesting to see what the next gen console will do with that. So hopefully it'll look gorgeous. Hopefully,
give us a peek. Give us a peek.
Yeah, right. And our last piece of news. This is kind of old news, but just want to keep people heads up that Monster Hunter Rise is still available for you to play the demo, and it's online for the demo. Yes. So far, I heard it runs really well on the Switch. So that rumor of Switch Pro is another thing to forget about because I guess it runs really well on the original Switch. I haven't shout out to John Stone. I haven't talked to him yet. He's a big Monster Hunter fan. But I downloaded a demo. I haven't tried it yet. I'm not too much in the Monster Hunter, but I kind of want to just see what ideas they're bringing in, and I want to see how well it runs because they said it's phenomenal. You know, riding the dog, all this action fighting these monsters and no like slowdown. I'm like, okay, Capcom, I see you. I see you over there.
Capcom knows what they're doing when they want to do it.
Right. And then after the leaks, they're like, all right, we got to step it up. So,
oh goodness, Capcom with a Star Wars game.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. I like to see what they would do with that.
Devil May Cry style.
Maybe.
Instead,
or Lost Planet style, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's now the expire date is in February 1st, I want to say. So you still have a couple of weeks with the game. So go out there, give it a try, enjoy it. You know, let us know down below if it's worth playing or you enjoyed it and whatnot. And so, Jaron, are you going to be playing it, or you just going to leave it to your girl to play it?
I'll probably leave it to her to play it. If it looks really interesting, I mean, the demo, I'll try the demo, and if it really grabs me, I may mess with it down the line. But I tried the Monster Hunter World demo on the PS4 years ago, and I was like, nope, this just feels so clicky, draggy for me. Mm-hmm. So if Rise is a little bit different, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, with that is basically the end of our episode. I want to thank everybody for listening to this show once again, and definitely catch us on our next episode. But remember, you can listen to all our shows on the network. That is part of the, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the listening spots are down below. And, don't forget, we are on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we are on audio. So, and there's always a link on the top of the page so you can kind of see, how to get to those a little bit quicker and whatnot. But, we're on a roll with the videos so far. I mean, 2-0. So we'll see where it goes next and everything like that. But if you want to find me personally on Twitter, you can find me as RetroAmp07.
And I am at the Grumpy Bear 84.
And to find our Twitter page, you can always type in @program in, capital P, capital E, and then find us also on Facebook as just the In-Game Boss Program. Go there, say hi, what's up. We'll post our episodes there too if you need a quicker link to that. And all our other great shows on part of the network and whatnot. But with that, thank you so much, and we will catch you on the next stage. Stage clear, let's go.
New high score. Bam.